Alright people, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification. That way you'll know when I upload the next video and you'll be supporting my channel. Follow me on Twitter. Every time I upload a new video, I'll be tweeting. Ladies and gentlemen, this is UX and this is Time-Lapse of the Future, a journey to the end of time. Or the channel melodysheep. End of time. Holy shit, he's gonna go all the way there. Yeah, that makes sense, the 30-minute video. Okay. I think I reacted one of the videos from this channel. I forgot which one. I think it was Life Beyond Chapter 1. I don't think it was that. I don't know. I reacted one of the video. I guess it was opposite of this. I guess it was from the start to the current time, something like that. This is journey to the end. Now we'll race from this time to the end, I guess. I don't know. People have been telling me to react to this for a long time. I don't know. Space videos I usually hold out on until I'm feeling best of myself before reacting, because I love anything science related. But you know what? I just realized, fuck it, let's just do it now. Even right now I'm kind of tired, but if I just go like that, I'll never react to this. So just it might as well be now. So yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to react to the full video right now. Maybe I'll do it in parts, we'll see. But yeah, remember, if you like my reaction, don't forget to like and subscribe so I know if I should do more melodysheep reaction or what. Check out the lyrics article, there's a link in the description. Check out the cards of different places, check the ink cards, and yeah, let's watch it. Everything has its wonder, even darkness and silence. Yeah.
The Holocene has ended. What we do now and in the next few years will profoundly affect the next few thousand years. The only conditions modern humans have ever known so far are changing, and changing fast.
Nothing stays the same on this planet. Everything changes. The Earth is going into one of these jumps, and you don't know what is going to be on the other side of those jumps. The Earth is always jumping. Things move on this planet. Things are not still. Everything is turning.
How is this alright? I love this sound effect. It gives the epicness to it, and it gives a worry feeling to it, which is awesome. Super volcano eruption and the music hits is awesome. I think this is the supernova that we are sure of that it will probably go off around this time. But there are so many unknowns to super volcanoes. Super volcanoes. There's so many unknowns to super volcanoes that we can't be sure a super volcano can go off in just few thousand years, not this many years after. But I think this is the one that we are kind of sure that it will go off around this time. Away, because let's be honest, by this we are dead. I'm cynical. Yikes. Oh yeah. effects.
As it begins to run out of fuel,
yeah.
the sun won't simply fade away to nothing.
See, that's the thing. I'm glad that he touched on this. People basically think the sun's going to die in 4 to 5 billion years, right? It will start in, red giant phase around that time, but it will die around that time, sure. People think that we have 4 billion years left on this planet or something like that. Yeah, but photosynthesis die around, around the billion mark, like he said here. I mean, people don't think that thing. When I realized that, long ago, I'm like, what the fuck? You always think that there's, 4 billion or something time span we have on this planet. No, it's like a billion. Since photosynthesis dies, what's the fucking point after that? After that, there's a major crisis.
Its core will collapse, and the extra heat this generates will cause its outer layers to expand.
Oh, that's horrifying sight.
The sun is now dead.
Wait a minute, Earth to get destroyed. Isn't that math to that is kind of not here, not there? Basically some theories tells us that sun will basically, I guess suck in, is that the word? I don't know. Basically, the sun will, expand so much that it will take on the diameter of the Earth. Some theory says it will barely touch it, but will not basically take on the entire planet and destroy it. So, I think we are not damn sure of that. Will Earth be destroyed completely or not with this phase?
Remains slowly cooling in the freezing temperatures of deep space.
Billions are going like that.
The fate of the sun is the same as for all stars. One day, they must all eventually die, and the cosmos will be plunged into eternal night.
All stars eventually will run out of fuel. The temperature of the universe drops. The stars, one by one, in the night sky.
Oh, that's depressing.
And there'll be no more new stars created. And so that the universe will end not with a bang, but with a whimper.
I don't know.
And not in fire, but in ice.
This just hurts hearing this, but I don't know. To me, I don't know. This is my hopeful thinking, basically, that I like to think as this. There's this cycle to things, like, the last star dies and that's it, no more stars, everything eventually die out, around Google years, even the black holes will die out and there is nothing left. Between that, there is many theories about proton decay and things like that, everything will decay and basically multiple, deadly scenarios. I like to think that, there is some kind of a cycle system at, quantum level, basically. That basically fluctuate, that when the star dies, maybe we'll learn this coming future, but eventually everything gathers up in a ball somehow and basically Big Bang happen again and the cycle repeats. Because to me, that having this Big Bang happening just spontaneously, literally the first event, nothing before that, and then everything basically coming to end like that, black hole disappearing, there is nothing there. To my feeble mind, that's just, I don't know what to feel about that. I mean, I can understand it, right? I mean, that is definitely, knowing how basically everything works, that kind of feels like it could be true. But I hope it's a cycle. Like eventually everything will come back again, repeats its cycle. Because infinity makes sense in mathematics, but in physical world, infinity doesn't make sense. So when it's something like, something as a hard thing like that, there's a hard start and a hard stop. And something like how universe is infinite, anybody says that doesn't feel right to me. I don't, because infinity, I can't picture that. I mean, usually when people say, oh, it's infinite, it's because you can't count that high. But what do you mean something physical is infinite? So to me, cycle is infinite in a way that it makes sense that it's a cycle. It will constantly repeat itself rather than just ceasing completely. I don't know.
fuel left to burn, a white dwarf's faint glow comes from the last residual heat from its extinguished furnace. Looking at it from where the Earth is now, it would only generate the same amount of light as the full moon on a clear night.
Wow, that's way too less. I mean, that is way too less of a light. I mean, to put into perspective, the full moon emits less light than, you know, that ring when the eclipse reaches its full form, right? Complete blackness. Then, but there is in the edge, there is a small light coming, right? In the, you know, solar eclipse, there's a slim round circle light coming at the literal edges of that eclipse when it's full eclipse, full stage of eclipse. That light has more brightness in it than the, you know, full moon brightness. So saying the sun will emit only as bright as the full moon is way too less light. It's like, holy shit.
The glow of white dwarfs will provide the only illumination in a dark and empty void littered with dead stars and black holes.
In some ways, it's kind of a ghost universe. It's the corpses, the zombie stars, that will take us into the future.
This is just sad, man. Last struggle of light. Yeah. Black holes, probably. Around black holes. God, I just realized somebody needs to make a TV show or something great series about this. Literal end of times in a trillion years in the future, when the last shining light of a white dwarf is, you know, failing away, while the humanity, one of the most advanced civilization a person can imagine, basically surviving barely.
A black dwarf will be the final fate of those last stars.
It's just
white
a rock.
Dwarfs that have become so cold that they barely emit any more heat or light. Black dwarfs are dark, dense, decaying balls of degenerate matter, little more than the ashes of stars. Their constituent atoms are so severely crushed that black dwarfs are 1,000,000 times denser than our sun. Stars take so long to reach this point, we believe there are currently no black dwarfs in the universe.
How can there be? Why is it red like that? Man, come on. Don't make it scary than it already is. Oh, it's flying up.
we have a pace of life that's based on really the energy available to us now. You could imagine living conscious systems which have a very different pace and therefore can extend out at least a lot farther than you'd imagine otherwise.
Is that Brian Green?
You could have a living system where if it had a thought every 10 trillion years, that would seem normal. Even if our life dies out, one could imagine at some time arbitrarily far in the future, a fluctuation occurs which allows intelligent life to exist again for a little while.
Yeah.
So you might have islands in time of intelligence.
And let's be honest, the time scale that is passing here, I mean, a few thousand years is enough for our civilization to grow properly, right? I mean, so anomalies can happen like that. He's going to talk about that. I was going to talk about Big Rip. Yeah.
Proton, one of the fundamental building blocks of atomic matter, what makes us up, can just spontaneously fall apart.
Any material that evades the pull of a black hole eventually dies away as its protons disintegrate.
To me, it feels like many things that we are going to walk into now is so far and kind of a loosely based, in this sense at least, loosely based in this sense that it could be drastically different. We are walking into that kind of territory now.
The matter inside black dwarfs, the last matter in the universe, will eventually evaporate away and be carried off into the void as radiation, leaving absolutely nothing behind.
Just black holes.
With the black dwarfs gone, there won't be a single atom of matter left.
Okay, how is this just 11 minutes in and he's already in black hole era right now? I mean, what is he going to talk about in the next 20 minutes? What's left aside from black holes now? Look, all these predictions are based on the current understanding of the universe of the current time, right? To me, it feels like everything, right? Like how dark matter, dark energy that we already know nothing about. There could be many unknowns that could emerge in the future that could either save the stars. Maybe stars might not go extinct like that. Maybe light might not go out. There's some new anomaly, new understanding of the universe that could be found, or a new state of the universe and laws of physics that could be, come forth at long in the distance. Because let's be honest, the universe is only 13 billion years old. It's not far, that far-fetched to think that many years in the distance, universe could, show more laws of physics and different type of things like dark matter, dark energy, something that we are not taking into account now that could save a lot of things. So all of this is how we understand it now and predicting from based on that. That's how it is. I hope it's not that, because this is way grim. This is way too grim.
All that will remain of our once rich cosmos will be particles of light and black holes.
The music is getting to me, man, damn. We can cling on to black holes. Yeah.
The arrow of time creates a bright window in the universe's adolescence, during which life...
I think it's better to, you know, count this in, you know, in 10 to the power of something type of times than billion, trillion years. It kind of, you know, confuses one.
Possible. But it's a window that doesn't stay open for long. As a fraction of the lifespan of the universe, as measured from its beginning to the evaporation of the last black hole, life, as we know it, is only possible for 1,000th of a billion billionth of a percent.
Black holes become the fundamental building block of the universe. A galaxy will basically be a supermassive black hole in a center with smaller black holes orbiting it.
Look, if we ignore proton decay, right, when certain things, life could exist around the black holes, sure, but I don't know, I think even if humans, I don't know how, survive this long, to me it feels like we should be able to come up with some artificial way to saving stars or something. I don't know. Because humans basically clinging on to black holes somehow, that just feels really weird.
Zombie galaxies filled with black holes continue to evolve.
They'll eat each other and they'll get bigger, and maybe they'll fall into the supermassive black hole and it'll get bigger. The universe will still be an exciting, dynamic place. It's just that the timescales you're talking about are now trillions of years instead of thousands or millions of years.
Ridiculously big.
Black holes can bang on space-time like mallets on a drum.
Yeah.
And they have a very characteristic song. Imagine two black holes that have lived a long life.
That's Jana 11. Alright. Seriously, man, black holes though, you know, the massive trillions and trillions of size of our sun, that kind of black hole would fuck up the space-time continuum a lot, the waves that it would send out. That would be ridiculous.
Life together. At the end of their lives, they're going around each other, crossing thousands of kilometers in a fraction of a second. As they do so, they leave behind in their wake a ringing of space, an actual wave on space-time. Space squeezes and stretches as it emanates out from these black holes banging on the universe.
Oh, you know what? I think I should stop here. It's half a video. I'm on some of the tramadol and pills. I'm tripping out watching this. Holy shit, look at this visual. All right. Now it's just black holes left, and that's what's going to be the last portion of this video. God damn. I mean, lots of this are the literally end portions. Not all of it, like the core of it, the black hole thing makes sense. But a lot of thing is kind of what we know so far. I'm damn sure that we'll know more, and it will drastically change how it will be like, rather than being like this, because this feels like a not a complete picture. I highly doubt this is how the a universe ends, because few thousands, hundreds of thousands of years in the humanity reaches a certain point that we could find things like dark energy, dark matter, understand it completely, understand everything completely, at the point where we could even start to understand the origins of things, which is kind of too big, right? Understanding origins of things when it comes to something like why is there gravity, right? And some of the why questions, which I think it's probably will never be answered, but if we start to answer something like that, we'll start to know how everything is, right? The deep core of everything, universe, space-time continuum, and everything. By then I think we'll know way too much that will change the picture that we know of right now, I guess, and how things will end. Hopefully there is no hard end and it's a cycle. I don't know. Hopefully the cycle continues. I don't know. Alright people, that was part 1 of Timelapse of the Future, Journey to the End of Time by the melodysheep. If you like my reaction, don't forget to subscribe. Check out the lyrics under this link in the description. Check out the cause of link, and yeah, I'll see you next time.